the Panthers did not play, so they could not hurt you, Panthers fans. And I'm here to start the week off with positive vibes ahead of their game against Houston, against CJ Stroud, the referendum bowl between Bryce Young and CJ Stroud. Oh, people can't wait for this one. But I'm going to give the Carolina Panthers credit for once.
Okay. So this could be a new segment. Joe and Joe give the Panthers credit for once.
I want to give the
Find something nice to say about the Panthers, Gilio.
I want to give the Panthers credit for not going after Derek Carr as a free agent quarterback. The Derek Carr experiment in New Orleans seems to be blowing up.
Okay.
And Derek Carr got sympathy when he was with the Raiders because your head coach is Josh McDaniels. And remember, Derek Carr wore it, man. Like,
but he also was like duct tape and bubble gum the year with the what was the Bisaccia on the floor?
Yes.
Yeah.
Was it Rick Bisaccia? Was that the head coach's name, the interim coach's name?
He kept no. Let's be fair here. We both said at the time, you know what? Going to get Derek Carr wouldn't be a bad deal.
I agree. Yeah. And I'm here to tell you, I was wrong about that.
Okay. So was I, because I thought he would have been fine.
Because he's not fine in New Orleans. And Thursday night, they have instances where Derek Carr is showing his frustration. And he had this clip that went viral where he's blowing up at Olave. And then after the game, he did the one thing quarterbacks cannot do. One thing that Bryce Young will never do in his word salad. He did not take ownership for all of the issues. He did and I'm paraphrasing here, y'all need to talk to them about some of the stuff they were doing. That was frustrating me. Like, ooh, okay. And he rightfully got ripped by the likes of Mike Florio, ProFootballTalk.com, and other places about, hey, man, you better repair that in the locker room because your team can turn on you real quick. And the Saints,
I'm not sure you could put the toothpaste back.
You might not be able to.
Tube.
You might not be able to, but that's on Derek Carr and the Saints to figure out going forward.
He went full Gilio.
Never go full Gilio.
Never go full Gilio. Unless you're there for 20 years.
Yeah, never do that.
If you're there for 20 years, if you're at the Raiders, like you could go full Gilio with the Raiders.
You could. And again, Josh McDaniels is your coach and nobody likes Josh McDaniels.
Then all of a sudden you go to the Saints and they're looking at you like, okay,
no, buddy.
That shit might have worked with the Raiders.
Not here.
You don't have that here.
And I also want to give the Panthers credit. This might be a bit of a stretch, but I want to give the Panthers credit for not giving Deshaun Watson the contract he wanted.
Okay.
That was the Browns who did that. Because if you remember the report,
I don't even know if it was what he wanted. They went so far over the top, even of the market value.
Maybe. But look,
he'll take it, obviously.
I'm just trying to give the Panthers credit. But you remember
that they desperately wanted Deshaun Watson.
David Tepper wanted Deshaun Watson badly, super thirsty.
Do you know why?
Why?
And we'll give him credit here. We'll keep working on this.
Okay. All right.
Because at the time, Deshaun Watson was a distressed asset.
He was.
He loves distressed assets.
But he was going to overpay for said distressed asset.
That's where it becomes a problem.
Until...
No, Watson told them straight up he didn't want to play for them.
So do I not give him credit?
While we're retconning this,
but I'm sure if the Panthers gave Deshaun Watson the contract that the Browns did, then he would have played for the Panthers.
Yeah,
right?
I think if anyone gave you that contract, you'd be like, okay, cool.
Fine, right? So the Browns might actually have signed the worst contract in NFL history. It's entirely possible.
But who keeps leading them to wins? Get ready.
With the defense.
No.
I know. PJ Walker's the quarterback. No, don't do this. Don't do this. Yes, PJ Walker is the quarterback of record. Like, I can't even name the guy in Chicago that they now want to... Bagent, right? Yes. He's the guy that they're going to turn into Brock Purdy 2.0 all of a sudden in Chicago. Like, come on, y'all.
Hey, man, if you can play, they'll find you. Shepherd.
Come on.
Shepherd College.
No, dude. Like, we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
I'm just pointing out the irony that it was a former Panthers quarterback you're trying.
Fine. That is funny that PJ Walker is the quarterback. The XFL Mahomes
counterpoint
is the guy wwho happens to be the quarterback of record for these Browns wins, but it's the defense that's getting them over the top. And Deshaun Watson, he's out of the game with his shoulder. He didn't play the last 2 weeks because of his shoulder. And it's like,
he's done.
He's done.
He came back last year. He wasn't any good. And people were like, oh, no, he'll be better this year. No, he's not good this year. It's not magically coming back for him.
He has 3 more years on that contract.
Yeah, they'll have to pay him and move it along probably. Okay, while you're while we're workshopping this bit here,
Give you the Panthers credit on this.
How about this though? Yes, we were both on board for Derek Carr.
Yes, we were.
Right, and we were wrong. Right, like sometimes you put a guy in a new spot.
Own it.
The best quarterback in the NFL this week was Lamar Jackson, and he was definitely our first choice for all of these teams to be like, oh, really? You have a top 10 pick?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really? You have draft capital that you want to be giving away? Oh, really? You want to give away DJ Moore? And
maybe go get him?
Maybe go get the MVP of the... But he's got injury concerns. Does he? Or was he just trying to get paid?
Okay.
Or is he like really, really talented, an eraser?
So are we done with the bit about giving the Panthers credit?
I think I just ended it by saying they should have. Okay. They still made a mistake.